Utie oha extra punk no. Needs FM.
Nyamin Shao. Ena Nyamin Shra Honorable Cecilia Dapaah. Na enamno so ama ye hu. Said ye ministers no. Said ye BCT. And I said most of them ACT. Me no mini aha say me baba be condemn Mrs. Cecilia Dapaah. So me person me share the reasons why situation we know it me cause no. So I tell you. Now the first person me de sa subo we be bono no. The United States of America government and the European Union. Yeah. The first point of call no, if you say problem no one, the United States government and the European Union. Now the reason why I make on wasem say, in my opinion, the United States and the European Union no, they facilitate and condone financial terrorism against African countries. You see, America and the EU are more interested in protecting themselves from military type terrorism, where somebody explodes, detonates an explosive device against them. However, they facilitate, in my opinion, the United States and America facilitate and condone financial and economic terrorism in third world countries, especially in Africa and specifically Ghana. Now, why am I saying so? This is because, number one, you see, how is it the case that despite multiple acts of corruption, so in the governments of African countries or developing countries, they still readily issue visas to these officials to go into their countries? Well, listen to me. So, United States government, almost facilitated banking by our government officials in the West. So you see that Cecilia Dapaah, and my money is that she has multiple bank accounts in America where she is putting extraordinary sums of money. But the American government will never question it. The European Union governments, they will never question it. So that is the reason why, for instance, President Sani Abacha could steal hundreds of millions of dollars, billions, and hide it in the West. But it was never questioned. So during the time of President Kwame Nkrumah, akable meza, edisika bebre ekotie ewa West, especially Switzerland. The country Switzerland is the most corrupt country in the whole world, hiding stolen money of immense proportions.
At the end of the day, wouldn't you want to say, "Who are we and which?"
The British say, "Oba, but the point they say, but then you see, it's hypocrisy of the highest order being condoned and perpetrated by America and the EU." Let me go. But still, no. You see, then in that case, they are hypocrites, and we have to call them out. So no, but they pretend to be the saviors of our, of our economies, of our republics. So, the United States and the European Union turn a blind eye to open thievery happening in Africa, where our officials steal vast sums of money and go and hide it in American banks, in European banks, so that these countries, the Americans and the Europeans, use it to build their economy. And especially the country called Switzerland, which is made up of banking criminals. So recently, when their bank, I think, which bank was it? UMB or one of their banks collapsed. Okay, and I was so thrilled, you see, because that is one of the avenues where they used to steal money from Africa. Okay, so if, for instance, you look at a situation whereby if you Hajia for real, Hajia for real, a friend Hajia for real, equity $2 million. Every Oluman for more person or more defile young girls in Africa. No, the New York Attorney General, the district attorney in the Southern District of New York has arrested Hajia for real. But we have the district attorney, the district DA for the Southern District of New York turning a blind eye to massive financial crimes being perpetrated by government officials. Maybe we escape America, but on Kasa, there was situation government officials any clergy asofo akese e wo kroma yenim adwuma a omo ye atoto $1 million mansions in America, but the district attorney of the Southern District of New York, I know the one no just a hajia for real akwaji oluman bi esika because ono oluman per se and kwani hajia for real eda hajia for real and twitwa photo and run home no no aju musika na New York US government abechi hajia for real. However, the United States government, the European Union government, almost turning a blind eye to government officials stealing massive millions of dollars to come and hide in their countries. Now you ask themselves, they know the remuneration. Minister Sika saying what year? That's what the Sika millions equal to European banker. Now British Prime Minister, any European Union president, Switzerland, that criminal country, Switzerland, where millions of African dollars are hidden. They turn a blind eye, Switzerland especially. And then you see a situation whereby in America and in the European Union countries, politicians from Africa steal massive millions of dollars and go and buy millions of dollars mansions. Omuma eco school akesia mutua school fees akesia omu pay intimate support. And the Americans and the Europeans turn a blind eye to what is happening. So my fellow Ghanaians, the Americans say, if our leaders, our political leaders, are thieves and criminals, and they are stealing our money and hiding it in Europe and America, it is because America, the government of America, and the governments of the European Union, they condone it. Now, some of us are beginning to take a close look at Russia, because Russia does not tolerate such things. President Vladimir Putin will never tolerate that an African person steals millions of dollars and comes to hide it in their country. Have you ever heard this thing happening?
No.
But it happens in Switzerland, which is the home of massive criminality, financial criminality. And the European Union condones it. Ursula von der Leyen sees it, she doesn't say anything. And Prime Minister Sunak sees it, he doesn't say anything. President Biden sees it, he doesn't say anything. Kamala Harris, instead of tackling this issue, is interested in Africans having anal sex with one another. So I say, I'm saying, sir, that is the prime reason. If America will do right by Africa, if the European Union, they will do right by Africa, and they will sit up and, challenge the African governments who are, and the African politicians who are hiding massive amounts of money in their countries, all of this will begin to come to an end. Okay. In London, I also want to call upon Honorable former First Lady Nana Konadu Rollins. Totobi Kwachi. Nana Konadu Rollins Honorable Totobi Kwachi owoho. Okay. Honorable Martin Amudu owoho. Honorable Obed Asamoah owoho. Okay. Honorable Professor Kwame Nkrumah obiaho. Reverend Joyce Ayi owoho. Arnold Kwenu owoho. Former Ashanti Regional Minister Ohina Jekum owoho. Nana Akua Akosapon wo nyina owoho. Na me catch on say enti de ekwaso wo krom hayi. Enti 31st December revolution no ye koya na ye buy. Na enyomo omo ye in the name of probity and accountability, they must apologize to Ghanaians, because it seems to me say they have wasted everybody's time and they killed people in the name of probity and accountability. And then today we have Cecilia Dapaah and President Akufo-Addo, who says Honorable Cecilia Dapaah has done a fantastic job. Congratulations, Mr. President. We love you to death. Thank you.
Needs FM.